Hello everyone, this is Aaron, playing Heartopia. Yes, I know I'm a bit low on energy. Beeps and Daisy. Okay, this stuff is... Okay, that's good. I've come to make a video on Heartopia, on a few things that you could do, actually. Now, I've seen a lot of things. So there is one thing to bear in mind when you're dealing with cats, since the cat's apparently bugged in-game, currently. There is one thing you can do. So, if you want to get your cat towards the house, just go that, and just do this. It will say we're not within home range. They'll walk in the direction of where you're facing. Keep on doing this. Your cat will move in the direction of where you're facing, so this will help you. I had to do this yesterday because unfortunately Flame needed to clean, so I had to get them in the direction. Yeah, sorry, Cindy is a bit clingy. Let me just sort out real quick. There you go. So that's how you can get the cats over here to clean. Unfortunately, the cats are bugged, which is unfortunate. Not really much you can do. Same will work for of course, any other animals you have. I'll say that the dogs don't seem to be bugged, but it's only the cats. So that's the only way you can get them to be cleaned and showered. I'll also go over one thing, and that is people are unsure of what the weather would be. Now, for me, the weather will change at every 6-hour increment, every 6-hour time period. So as I'm on the global server, this will affect this is the same for every server, but the hours will be slightly different. It runs on a 24-hour clock. As you can see, it affects the times here. This will be midnight, this will be 6 AM, this is 12 PM, so midday, and then you have 6 PM, so this will be the evening. So just bear this in mind that for any weather phenomena, which is like rain, rainbow, meteor showers, they will last for 6 hours at a time. So please bear this in mind when you're trying to do each weather event. So you have 6 hours to complete whatever you need to do. That is, find Doris on the special days, get the meteor shards, and find the rainbow bouquets on rainbow days. And then with Doris on the rain days, you can in fact go and find her in the art area, which is on this side. I'm on the western side today. I think I just said Mr. Meow. As you can see, I went for the basic layout for a house. I went with the one that only covers 6 plots. But I did manage to extend this up to having 5 separate rooms. Bathroom, bedroom, or like a hobby room, lounge entranceway, and then kitchen in the other room. So you can change this and add the walls very carefully. Unfortunately, it has taken a while for me to learn how to do the building. As I don't feel you have to be worried in trying to do the house building. The thing is, I'm not perfect. I haven't added a good roof there yet. Oopsie daisy. Never mind. Oopsie, I missed that. There we go. So, whatever you do, don't feel your house has to be perfect. Make the house however you want it to look. As this game is meant to be taken at a nice slow pace, you don't need to make it too complicated for yourself. Now, another thing with these eggs that we just received the other day, both of them can be picked from. I did try this yesterday with a friend of mine, who happened to be online at the same time in the American server. So, or is it global? I'm in 2 different servers, I don't remember. But anyway, so you can select from both of these. So please bear that in mind. You can get nice items. You can get flower seeds, and you get sprinklers. That's what I've seen so far, but there might be more items available. I found one of my friends here. There you go, some tokens. And then there's some white radish seeds. So you can actually get some nice presents actually, which is very nice actually. So that is another effective way of actually getting tokens. Come on, Cindy. In. Oh, I'm speaking 1 moment. Cindy, in the car. Thank you. We're taking us to a visible spot that happens to be a shortcut in the forest area. Ooh, I see one of those frost butterflies, I believe. Now, effectively to catch, please hold the mouse or the F button. There you go. These butterflies are going to be around for the entirety of the event, so before anyone does ask, my boat catching skill is at level 3, so it's... Oh, actually I can level it up, never mind. I'll check the quest for that later. I'm not going to do it now. Yeah, so this place you can actually walk on, so if you do want to go around fishing around this area... Oh, I better not straight to Falcon Cindy then. Where is she? Oh, you can see the pandas are here. I don't mind. I'm not going to ask why the panda's up there, though, okay? That's a bit awkward. Hope they're okay. There are places you can parkour up, so that way you can actually get some good nature shots of certain areas. I'll show you to one of them where it was last night. Oh, I'm not going to apply to join the event, sorry. Oh, this is I am very sorry. I will not be joining. I'm just here to do a bit of video. I was actually up here on this lighthouse. There is a way of getting up, so it will take a few tries, but just be very careful. Right. I'll just go so steady. Oopsie daisy. Here we are. We're on top of the lighthouse now. But you can get much higher. Oopsie daisy. I'll have to rotate it because I have to have good. Here we are. You can get high. You can get onto the flagpole if you wanted to. This is where I was doing the shots of last night's pictures. I posted one into the Discord. So yeah, there are places you can get high up to. However, when you have to fall off here, it does fill me with such adrenaline. It can be funny to me actually. Let me see. Can I do it today? There we go. However, there is a useful tip I would like to give you. If you want to rotate yourself, do this. And you want to face a certain direction, do this. Reverse it, and you're facing the direction you are. So, you can do this. But please bear in mind, there might be some buildings that might have building gaps, so don't try and parkour everywhere. So just be very careful when you're trying to parkour, like IRL. It might be a bit dangerous, but in this game, thankfully your character doesn't get injured, so that's the main thing. But the site is actually very beautiful. You can sometimes see people coming down this hill, which is kind of funny. When I was looking at some of them yesterday, I think I see a little piper pigeon down there, actually. But it's a lovely view. I got some nice shots of the stars from here. My next trick... I wonder if there's a thing to go on top of the windmills, maybe. There probably isn't at this point, but... Anyway. Off we go. Oof. Yep, that didn't hurt. I may eventually end up getting a second floor to my house currently. It's just the building process will take hours. I'm not a fast builder, but I know works of art can't be done too quickly. Rome wasn't built in a day, so just bear that in mind. You can take your time doing it. It can take you a good few days to do it, so please bear in mind that everyone has their own way of doing things. And my carrots are ready. First time I've grown them, so... Straight away 2-star. Oh, that's impressive. As I have a hint for the gardeners, if you want to leave things to go overnight, like while you're sleeping, or if you're at work, or you're busy with in real life stuff, feel free to leave the crops to plant here overnight, because the gardening skill is a bit time locked because of all the different crops you can get. The minimum crops that you can have growing is the minimal time that they would grow is 15 minutes. So you've got tomatoes, and currently as the exclusive, which is the white radishes, they will take 15 minutes to grow. So you want to level up your gardening quickly. I'd recommend trying to grow any of the new crops on your hobby level. So for me, I'd only just gotten level 5, I believe. I hadn't grown carrots until this point. And I haven't been focusing on the flowers, I've been focusing on more the crops, because I was trying to get the money, so... But to be fair, I have been doing the best I can, despite having IRL issues myself, so... Please bear in mind that everyone in this game, they may have their own unique quirks off-screen, just bear that in mind. So, I understand that people of all types of countries and where they come from, own disabilities and everything, they all play the game as a way of having some time away from the IRL struggles that they may or may not be facing. So please bear in mind, everyone deserves to be respected and everything. I deal with a lot of things, so I'd like everyone to bear in mind and show everyone the same courtesy, okay? Admittedly, I'm not always a person who is social when I talk in games, but I like everyone just to be aware that everyone is a real life person behind a screen when they're playing, whether it is on mobile, whether it's on the computer, so mobile/cell phone, depending on the words you use. I summoned my daily requests. For the newer players, you need to do these types of quests a day, as in this quest, they'll give you these points, the contribution medals, in order to get higher development guild points. This will allow you to level up, and this can give you more plots, building materials, even different house layouts that you use. Currently, this blueprint I'm using, I'll show you, it is in fact, I believe it's home, yeah, it's home 2 I'm currently using. Home 3 needs 9 plots, but unfortunately I don't have the 9th plot yet. This is the first one that I used, but unfortunately it was a bit small, so unfortunately I tried to keep it a bit simple. I'm not someone who goes overly fancy, but anyone who does manage it, I do find the places they make are very impressive, actually. You can make your house wherever you want, just take it easy and don't stress about the game. You play the game however you like. It's one of those games where you just take it easy after all. And don't worry, I will do that quest, don't worry about it. It just needs to be a normal mallard. Also, bear in mind, this game is free to play, but there can be financial things that you could use to go into the game. Please bear in mind, You do. This is optional. You do not need to do it. Please only do it if you're able to do so. Please do not feel pressured into using stuff you don't want to use. So if you want to pay for the game, you can. If you don't want to, that's fine as well. You play the game however you want to play it. Please do not feel you have to pay to play it, as there can be financial obligations that are more important than a game, so please bear this in mind. So I'd like everyone to please bear this in mind when you're playing a game that is free to play. There are always microtransactions, usually. So just please bear this in mind. If you have other things that you need to pay for, please prioritize things that are more important than a game like this, okay? Aw. Cute. There you go. I'll give you some carrots. I'm thinking about. There you go. I like to prioritize the rabbits as the animals as well, wherever possible. So for people who may not know, there are little animals that run around here. So this one's the rabbit. So there are different trials that appear in the map. I thought I'd better go over this actually. So for people who are unaware, you can get little presents off them as well. You can gain jigsaw puzzles. You can gain other materials. I've gained some other food off them as well. So I was on the west side. So the rabbits are on the west side of the suburbs. This one's the alpacas. I always kept wondering I was going to mispronounce that, unfortunately. So it's like blueberries. Blackberries? Do apologise. Getting the colours wrong. I'll go for the more simple foods that you can get easily, so that way you don't need to stress on what other food they like. So for the rabbits, you can feed them weeds as well. The weeds that come from when you're gardening. Oh, I don't want to run over the... No, I don't want to do that. Okay, just be careful. Here we are. So this is the foxes. They like meat, so... I believe they like... I don't know what their other foods are, but I say the simplest one you can get is the meat from Massimo, the chef. There is a ferret that lives up here. The ferrets are really adorable, actually, so... I'll go locate them real quick. So for the ferrets, the easiest item you can give them is eggs. I'm sorry, Mr. Bird, I didn't mean to frighten you there. Excuse me? Thank you. They like eggs, but I believe they like perch as well. Don't quote me on this, I just go for the simple things. Eggs from Massimo. I'm gonna get the bubble later, don't worry. I'm going through a certain route to get all of them in order. So for next one is the capybaras. Oh, careful. I just want to be careful. I don't want to run over them. I don't want to seem rude. I have raspberries on me, actually. So easiest thing to find for them is raspberries. I'll get some more, don't worry. Don't want to leave them without food. We'll head to the deer who lives in the forest now. Quickly, little thing about the sea otters. I unfortunately mispronounced while I was driving, or while I was recording it, so I'll quickly explain. That is, the sea otters love both shrimps, both Oriental and common prawns. The common prawns are found in the Eastern Sea, that is where the forest is, and the Oriental shrimps are commonly caught in each of the river areas that are spanning the map. Now for the silkadiers. I have the routes memorized for these. The silkadiers actually are very cute. Now they like the sticks, but they also like cabbage if you've got that unlocked. But personally, I find using cabbages to sell rather than just feed them to the deers is much more profitable, personally. I'll get that later as well. Next up is the pandas. Now the pandas, you have a choice here of two easy things to find. You could feed them apples, or you can feed them bamboo that's around here. You can feed either. I'll just go and use the axe and I'll get some more. And this is what this hammer sounds like, for those who may or may not be able to purchase. So please bear that in mind. I did do this, but I have a certain way of getting some currency for free with Google Play credit. That's why I used for this. So, also, the more you level up the friendship with each animal, the more likely they are to visit your home. But I think this may depend on the location of where your house is. So if you're on the eastern side, you'll find that the deer and you find that the deer you may find that the deer can come and visit you. I'll come and visit you. They'll give you a present when they do, you see. I have received presents off. I've received a jigsaw puzzle off one of the deers before. One thing you can always do is that you can always check just to make sure which of these you've actually seen. I haven't. Oh, is the flamingo I was missing? You can actually see on the bottom end here who in the current town you're in, who's actually seen it, who's managed to get it. Also, please remember to collect rewards often on the screen because you can get hobby tickets, which is vital. Aww. Misty's the oldest cat, and Cindy's the only dog I have, for anyone asks. I'll look for the flamingo later, please don't worry. I tend to just not want to play the game too often. Or I'll know I'll be on the screen all day. That wouldn't be a good thing. Just make sure you're using proper online safety as well, because just like you have to understand there's other people on the other side of the screen, there might be other people who might actually be who might not be safe to talk to. So just bear this in mind, okay? So whenever I talk online, I always say, if people ask my name, I just say I'm Siren. That's the name I go by online anyway, so please bear this in mind. Don't give out your real information or anything like this, because you don't know who's on the other side of the screen. They could be dangerous people, so please, it's just more of an online, personal safety. So to just be careful. If you know you're going to be offline for a while, use seeds that have higher amounts of time to take, so that way you get more gardening experience without you having to take time away from your real life to play. So this, if you're lower level, potatoes are level 1, then you can work up to wheat at level 2, lettuce level 3. Lettuce will take 8 hours, wheat 4 hours. So whichever gardening level you are, the more crops you unlock, the more easy you can actually figure out which sort of leveling time you want to use. So please just bear in mind that this is just something that I do. I tend to just use crops that do take a while to overnight if I'm sleeping. So I will use lettuces now, as I'm level 3. Well, actually I'm level 5 actually. But at level 3 they're unlocked. So just bear in mind that. And I do get bountiful crops a lot as well, so that does help. That gives you an extra crop, which is really nice. So just bear that in mind when you're going around. So another quick thing to note for the new players is that during this event, you're allowed to learn ice skating. Now, I like everyone to bear in mind that ice skating can only likely be unlocked after you've reached Development Guild level 16. As this is where the mechanic known as Dreams is unlocked. I'll quickly show you what the how the ice skating is. Do apologise for a bit of lag. I'm on a slightly slow laptop, so please bear that in mind. Whoop. So this is the ice skating rink. It'll give you an option to say to start ice skating. Yep, I can claim new moves, you see. Now, when you do ice skating, align it with the gold section. There you go. Whenever I do it, I try not to change the camera angle because, unfortunately, there are some players who might suffer from motion sickness, so just be careful that some people may have this issue. So, and that is a special move. That will grant more points in the ice skating challenge, okay? So if you wanted to do the ice skating challenge, you have to get a certain amount of points in a time limit. Trying to time everything with the gold is perfect. That's what you need to do. And this is the Dreams section. Ice skating's here. Once you reach level 16, you'll unlock writing and puzzle. Once you reach 17, you unlock the music. This means you can write your own music, or you can make some music and put them into albums for others to enjoy. I've seen a lot of people post in Discord about any music that they do. So I've seen a lot of people do really interesting music. Actually, I do really appreciate everyone who's managed to make their own works of art. And if anyone was wondering, a lot of people have been wanting to see like if I've designed anything, because there was a task that you have to edit a bit of furniture for. Now, a lot of people actually do like the design. Even people who I've asked IRL, actually, they actually love the design. And for more of a space theme, actually, because as my design entails, I happen to be a demonic-looking mermaid who lives in a scaly nebula. So, of course, I had to make a space theme. So, and hello, Cindy. Cindy's I've not done any writing here yet. I may eventually, but I would like to have more clearer instructions on potential rules of what's allowed on the game, because I don't want to write any stories that might be considered, obviously, breaking the terms of service. That's the only thing I do not want to do, and I know everyone else will be the same, so please bear in mind that some people may not post because they're probably worried they'll break terms of service. And yes, there is a fireplace. It actually works. So please take care and stay safe, everyone, okay? And of course, have fun playing the game, and please remember that this game is meant to be taken in good stride and have fun in, as this game has been proven to be actually very effective in allowing people to communicate very well with each other. I mean, it helps me actually find out there's a lot of people who actually live in all sorts of parts of the world, and I'd like to thank obviously all the other players who are from the servers that are east of me. I think like the C server, they're more like the beta testers, I find, as they're actually getting information about where the different daily eggs are. I'd like to thank you all for getting information for us. So this is Siren Panda Cyber signing off. Please take care and stay safe, stay well, okay? I shall see you all again, okay?